One day we were on a field trip to school and I was sitting next to the horse girl named Beth. It was the most depressing ride ever because she kept neighing and making gallop noises with her shoes. I told her if she doesn't shut the fuck up then I'll stretch your neck so long you'll actually look like a horse. She started aggressively eating something and moaning, so I looked at her to see her devouring the bus rat that runs across the floor. I started screaming and she was giggling and gobbling that rat like it was a McDonald's double quarter-pounder meal deal large with extra pickles and Sprite. There was blood everywhere and everyone was screaming and she started licking her fingers. I told the bus driver and he pulled over and called the police. It turns out she was mentally ill and she stays at a facility now. One time I went to the doctor's because my asshole was extremely swollen. It was full on Silento and it was very worrying. It was that loose and gaping that at any given time against my will my shit would pour out like a tap faucet. I went to the doctor's to get it checked out and the doctor had to do a prostate examination. While the doctor was poking my asshole I did the most soggy doggy, butchered froggy, shit comes out loggy, made the room foggy diarrhea I've ever done. The doctor gasped and stepped back and I turned around to see my shit got right in the doctor's eye. The doctor started putting hand sanitizer in his eye and then he started screaming from the pain of the hand sanitizer. I tried to help him so I got up but the diarrhea started spitting everywhere like a sprinkler and he slipped on it and broke his back. He is permanently blind in that eye now because of the strong chemicals. Anyways, I have prostate cancer.
When I was in 10th grade there was this cat with pussy fleas that walked around the school. All the kids would say here pussy pussy and they'd pet it and catch ringworm. I never pet it but I always talked to it and it loved it when you said kissy kissy puss puss. The school was annoyed because students were missing days of school because of the hairy pussy giving everyone ringworm. So the janitor said here pussy pussy kitty widdy puss puss and then he poisoned it with rat poisoning. The pussy pussy kitty cat Mick puss puss died and we had a burial ground for it and we all caught ringworm. I still miss that hairy pussy wussy kitty kitty puss puss. It turns out it was a female pussy puss and she had given birth the day before she died behind the school dumpster. The janitor also poisoned the baby pussies and we buried them with their hairy pussy 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 puss puss Mick pussy puss 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 pussy puss puss mother. The baby pussy puss pusses also had ringworms so we all caught it again.
One day I was at school and I had a crush on this girl. She was really cute and I said wanna hang out and she said no. I wanted to date her so bad but she called me gross. I asked her every day and she always said no to me. I would give her all my food every day and she would still say no. I decided to go all out and I bought her Netflix Premium on her laptop and a box of chocolates. She thanked me and kissed me and we banged that night. We have now been dating for a year and it's going extremely well. Did I mention that I'm homeschooled? Kissing face with open eyes. Nail polish being applied to fingers with medium, light skin tone. I love you hand gesture with medium skin tone. Eye. Tongue. Eye. Smiling face with hearts. Smiling face licking lips. One day I was at the gym working out and I saw this girl struggling with the weights. I went over to help her and she thanked me and we started talking. She asked me if I wanted to help her do squats and I said hell yeah. She was on her 20th squat and she did the most rumble bumble. Doesn't smell humble. Smells like my uncle. Walls started to crumble. Formed air bubbles. Force made you tumble. Lost for words mumbled. Made your feet stumble. Made a rubble. Made you do a double. Her asshole's in trouble. Made your lungs struggle. Better get buckled. Ass needs a muzzle. Ass cheeks started to tussle. Made her ass get muscles. Ass diarrhea I've ever seen. At least 10 kilos of horse manure fell out of her ass and onto the floor. And it burnt a hole into her pants. The smell made my eyes tear up and someone called the manager. She had to clean it all up herself and she went home and didn't come back ever again. One day I was sitting on the bus with my grandma. I took her out for breakfast and we went shopping and whatnot. My grandma is deaf and she had her hearing aid off in the bus. While we were watching out the window I think the big breakfast I ate tore up my stomach because I let out the most aggressive asshole tearing fart so big and powerful the bus window shattered and all 4 tires went flat. The fart was so violent it split my scrotum in half and it melted my grandma's hearing aid into the side of her head. It was so powerful the bus started swerving and the bus emergency alarm started going off. The girls on the bus started crying and calling the police but my whole ripping fart wouldn't stop. It was going so strong that the bus steel started melting and the old couple sitting at the back of the bus died of a stroke. The bus was swerving like crazy because of my demonic weather changing fart busting all the tires. The fart started bringing in rain clouds and we had a massive thunderstorm and the thunder started striking the bus every few seconds. I saw a few people jump out of the windows to escape my paranormal fart and they all were rolling on the side of the road and some of them got hit by passing cars. The bus ran out of fuel and it stopped in the middle of my thunderstorm diarrhea and it finally ended. Everyone turned and looked at me while sobbing and I said to my grandma, I can't believe you shit yourself. I apologized to everyone and said sorry, my grandma has bowel cancer and we got. One time I was sitting in church and I had to fart. I knew it would be dangerous considering I have a supernatural asshole. I felt it coming and the next thing you know the building starts vibrating and the sprinklers got set off. The roof was starting to cave in and I knew it was coming. All the windows were shattering and the ground was wobbling. I did the most chunky, monkey, funky, stunky, bed bunky, tree trunky, gunky, skunky, sloppy, ploppy, moppy, gloppy, mushy, tushy, ooshy gooshy, sushi fart so powerful I needed to get stitches. The walls started to crack and everyone was screaming while hiding under their chairs praying because they thought God was coming down. The danger alarm went off and everyone was calling their family saying they loved them. The roof finally caved in causing more destruction and my whole splitting fart finally stopped. Everyone got out from under the chairs and looked around. There was rubble everywhere and even the brick walls was cracked. They were wondering where God is and I had to act concerned with them. Anyways, my fart made it on the news and was titled as California's most deadliest earthquake. Little did they know it was my ripper ass. One time I was sitting at home and I had really bad Coachella cramps. It was starting to become a 24/7 thing. I decided it was time to go to the doctors and suddenly like a bucket's worth of water fell out of my Kuchula Karakazucha onto the floor. I called an ambulance and got rushed to the hospital and they started digging through my and found a baby in there. I didn't even know I was pregnant. LMAO, pregnant woman with light skin tone. It kinda took me off guard because I'm a virgin. Anyways, I named her Bruschetta and she's now 3 years old. One day our class went on a field trip to a horse riding ranch. The horse girl named Susie Higglebottom started spazzing from excitement and used her lunch money to pay for the trip that day. I got my shit ready and got on the bus and we were on our way to the ranch. We got off and saw all these beautiful horses and Susie Higglebottom kept telling the instructor to shut up and she was lecturing us about every horse. She was telling us to follow her but we didn't and we were following the tour guide. She started getting mad and she got on one of the horses. The tour guide started yelling at her because she got on one of the sick horses and she was saying that she's got this and we don't have to worry. She looked confused and got off the horse and walked behind it, bending down and started looking at its leg. Next thing you know, the horse's fat ass erupted and dropped a ton of flaming hot shit on Susie Higglebottom's head. The force of the shit made her head slam on the ground and there was steam coming out of the shit. Her hair started falling out in chunks and her front tooth was broken and there was a dent in her head from the force of the shit. The shit smelled so bad it was like the horse ate its own shit, then shit the shit and ate the shit while shitting, then ate the shit that he shitted while shitting on the shit that the shit shitted. She got up and turned around to face everyone and there was that much shit on her she looked like Bigfoot. We were calling her Sasquatch Susie the whole ride back. It turns out the horse had bowel cancer. One day I was at my girlfriend's house and I really needed to shit. I went to the toilet but it was clogged and I didn't know what to do. She was in the kitchen making lunch so I took that as my chance and I did the most fattest nose shriveling dump in her cat's litter box. The force of the shit made the litter splash everywhere and the shit cracked the container it was in. I quickly ran and sat back down on the sofa and began watching TV. She came out with our lunch and screamed when she saw the litter box. She said that's the biggest shit her cat has ever done and I started agreeing with her. She immediately grabbed the cat and we went to the vet. It turns out the cat had bowel cancer. One summer morning I went to the water park with my family. We ate at the food stands and I don't know what was in them shits but it rumbled my stomach to no end. The toilet line was too long and the spiral slide was about to start so I went to the slide. It was me first and 5 kids right behind me and we were going to be pushed all at the same time. We all got pushed down the slide and we were all screaming until I let out the most sloppy gloppy. Made my ass floppy. Fart didn't stoppy. Clean it with the moppy. Came out floppy. Supernaturally smelly. Smells like a deli. Don't tell Kelly. Smells like New Delhi. Sends you to heli. Makes you sick. It attracts ticks. It's gonna stick. You die if you lick. Makes you say frick. Heavy as a brick. Didn't come out quick. It's not non-stick. It repels chicks. Ass diarrhea I've ever done. Since I did it on the slide all the kids behind me were sliding right through my creamy steamy dreamy diarrhea and they were all screaming. I turned around to see all the kids covered in my casserole shit but it just wouldn't stop coming out. We reached the end and we all fell in the pool and the water quickly turned brown. The kids were crying and got out and ran to their parents. They had to close down that slide because my shit wouldn't come off and they also drained the pool. We got banned for life from that water park. It turns out I have bowel cancer.